Who's coming in? Oh, Dixie D'Amelio. No big deal. Just you. Just you. Look at this.
Oh,
You
yeah.
guys don't have to be timid. You can be timid. This is the Pop and Positivity Podcast. Whitney Reynolds from the Whitney Reynolds Show, Brady, and 103.5 Kiss FM, Chicago. So excited to talk to you because we are on the eve of what I would consider probably the biggest music day of your life.
Ooh.
No big deal. Okay. I'm sorry. Now I'm making you feel a little
She's scooting back in her chair.
Is this the biggest day?
Probably. I mean, it's crazy because it doesn't feel real, but at the same time, like, I've been working on this for 2 years, but then in February, we kind of restarted everything. So there's only like 2 songs on the track that weren't made this year. And that's just like, it all happened so fast.
Yeah, here we are. It's June 10th. I'm going to declare it Dixie Day.
Woo!
You know,
That has a rhyme to Dixie Day.
So you know how like you can do like there's National Everything Day. Like there's like National like Hot Dog Day, and National like put a wheel on your head day. Tomorrow I'm going to submit to the National Day people. It be Dixie Day. It's your first ever album. You're releasing it, and the description's gonna be like it's gonna be official. It's gonna be like, on this day, June of the 10th.
We're going to update your Wikipedia.
Of 2022, Dixie D'Amelio dropped a record-shattering album.
I like your voice.
A letter to me.
Oh. I love it.
You like it? Okay.
Well, and it's interesting that you say it feels so fast because your career, I mean, you have been pedal to the metal the whole time. Tell us about what your last 2 years has been like.
Oh my gosh. I feel like it's been one long, crazy dream. Like every day it's like something different. But I feel like now, even though there's still a lot going on, I've tried to slow down a lot and be like, appreciate this. Because there's been so many things where I'm like, oh my gosh, why was I not like, that's so crazy. And I didn't even like know that. So now I'm like slowing down, like, album.
Good for you.
Yeah.
We have a performance tonight. I'm
Hell
super
yeah.
excited.
Did someone coach you on that? Did someone tell you to take a step back and just enjoy it, sister?
I feel like I just was kind of looking at everything and it was like, this all happened so fast, and why, like, I haven't even looked back at the things I've done and appreciated everything, because it's like, okay, we're doing this crazy thing one day and then the next day it's like another whole thing, and now I'm like, everything's coming into place more. It took so long for things to like get started, and like either whether if it's like my clothing brand, like we were working on that for 1.5 years, and then when it came out I was like, oh, like yeah, I know this because we've been working on it for so long. So it's just calming a little bit.
Well, I think it sounds like what Dixie deserves right now after this album drops tomorrow.
Is to go on a long tour.
Tour, vacation. I was thinking more of the vacation and just some relaxing.
August.
Well,
August.
You're doing the tour.
Mhm.
If you were, though, to like just kind of go chill somewhere in the world, right? Who would you bring? Where would you go?
Definitely my family. I love going on vacation with my family. I feel like people all the time, they're like, why did Dixie and Charlie hang out with their parents so much? I'm like, because my parents are cool and they're so fun.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't know how to go on vacation like on my own. I would end up in the middle of nowhere, like stranded. So definitely with my family, maybe a couple friends, and just somewhere on the beach, sun. I don't really care where.
Connecticut Shore. I'm originally from New England, so I know the Connecticut
The
roots.
Norwalk River.
There it is.
Going back home.
Yeah.
Oh, well, and vacation is so nice. But let's go back. Before we go on vacation, let's talk about this tour. Is there a city that's most exciting for you to play in?
Well, I'm going to Connecticut.
Okay.
That's the second
That's
show.
a big one because that's home.
Yeah, I'm so nervous. I'm like excited, but it's the second show, so I feel like I'll still be getting into it. But so there's gonna be a lot of pressure.
And when you say into it, I just want to know, because like I'm in the TV world, so my into it is like looking more up poised on camera. What is your into it? Is it practicing harder?
I feel like just knowing like what to do on stage. Like for Jingle Ball, the first show to the last show were completely different, because like it's like, oh, let me just be more comfortable and like do this here, and I feel like I just need to feel it out a little bit.
That is so
practice
cool.
makes perfect.
Yes.
And I was there when you came off stage in Chicago at Jingle Ball.
Chicago was my favorite show.
It was
That's
your
why I'm
favorite
back
Oh,
here.
yeah, girl.
Man,
I know.
here.
The energy in this room and in Chicago.
When you came off stage and you were talking to me, my boss was right next to me, you were just like, you had this huge, just crazy glow. Like, Like almost like it was an out of body experience. What did that performance in Chicago at Jingle Ball mean and do for your career?
It was just, that was like the real surreal moment. I mean, like here and Minneapolis were like the two ones that stood out to me the whole tour. And I feel like there's so much pressure on LA and New York, but I was just like, yeah, they were cool. But it felt so real and I felt so welcomed. And that's why I love it. Like everyone put their lights up and it was like,
the Midwest, man. The Midwest.
They like me. They were singing your song.
It was just so cold, and that was my only thing. I was like, I love it, but I'll come back in the summer.
Yes.
Stay away.
Well, and you are coming back in the summer. Yeah, we have you.
July 7th.
I'm like so excited about this.
Big time rush too. Big deal.
I'm so excited.
Were you a fan like growing up?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like watch your show, rewatched it this year, rewatching it again right now. It's honestly like a really fun show to just like put on before I go to bed. But I feel so awkward now watching it. I'm like, oh my god.
Oh yeah, I'm just touring with them. No big deal. I'll be spending my whole summer with them. All right, let's get into it. Tomorrow, June 10th, A Letter to Me. To me comes out. Is this literally a letter about your life? Is this like you writing this whole album? This with 15 songs, right?
Yes. There's a song on the album called A Letter to Me, and I felt like that was a song that I really just like was me. I felt it, I loved it, and kind of looking at all the other songs, we were thinking of like a name for it and going maybe another song, the model, and I was like, people probably won't get that because like it's not about being like a model or anything, it's about having no clue what I'm doing most of the time. And I was like, that kind of sounds conceited if I were to name it model. So I like
We'll send that message later. Yeah.
So I like The Letter to Me because I feel like a lot of the album is just about I have no clue what I'm doing, but I'm here and just want to make the most out of life as I can. And I'm like, yeah, that's kind of where I am with it.
I want to continue to talk about the album because I got the track list right here. And I know you've been teasing some music on TikTok, but I like to do this thing where it's like an emoji association.
Okay. Oh,
so
here we go again.
I'll give you a couple songs from the album. You give me the emoji that most represents it, okay?
Okay.
Because your fans are like, they're dying to hear all the music. So this is like from Dixie herself. Bye to You. What emoji is that?
I feel like the bubble emoji. I might just go with emojis I like, but I feel like that one because in the chorus, like the music shuts off and it's just me singing, and I feel like that's like popping a bubble. That sounds so deep, but
No,
like
that was so deep.
Dixie. On Your Toes.
Foot.
It's gotta be the foot emoji.
Even though that's not like what it's really about, I'm like it has to be the foot.
Okay. How about Someone to Blame?
Someone to Blame. I like the new emoji where it's like melting. It's like a face, but it's melting. Probably that one.
Okay.
Because it's just like you're sinking into the song. I love that song.
We are teasing people even more for your Okay, the last one. I'll tell you what I thought about this one. Not Enough should be the new one. Is Not Enough. You're like this close.
Oh, wait, that's a good one.
The new one. The
think of it.
Nailed
Right?
it. Yes.
I see that song as like a green color too, but I don't know what's green. I'll use like the same 4 emojis.
You do the green circle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect.
I love whenever he does the emoji. You never know what people are going to say. And I mean, here you are getting all deep with us about sinking in the sand. And you said something earlier that was, this album is kind of showing people, I really didn't know what I'm doing, but I'm doing it. How does that feel for you?
I mean, that's kind of how I lived my whole life. I have no clue what I'm doing, just like wing it. And I think I've gotten the best results from that, even though like my parents hated it, teachers hated it. I'm like, just trust me, everything's going to work out. It might take days, months, years, but like everything is going to work out. And I think I was saying that all the time, but not really listening to myself. And when I kind of took a step back and was like, everything is going to work out, and looked at all the little things and how I was reacting to comments and everything, I'm like, that's such a small percentage of our lives, and I just want to have fun. Like these are real people. Everyone's like real behind the screens, and they probably don't mean what they're saying.
Yeah, that's an interesting. So people, when you put yourself out there, you get comments back. How have you dealt with that?
I mean, it doesn't affect me that much anymore.
Do you still read them, or?
Yeah, I read everything just because I love being on my phone. My phone time is like insane.
Up 97,000% from last week. screen.
Yeah.
I'm dying to know what the real number is.
No, it's like bad. But I feel the way I look at it so differently now that I did before, because it's all a cycle. It's gonna come and go. When you get really loved, hate's about to happen. When there's a lot of hate, everyone's gonna turn and be like, oh my gosh, why did we do this? So it's just a cycle, and you need to ride it even though it sucks. And also, if anyone's talking bad about the music, that means they listen to it. So it's like, okay, thank you.
You're so
people.
wise for 20. I'm just like, how? I was not like that.
Dixie's got the perfect attitude about it, and you know what? It's awesome. It means you have cool parents, which we already discussed as well. I want to go.
I was just about to say the same thing. Like, take me with you to Connecticut.
So I want to know, you've kind of grown up like in the spotlight, right? So you have a different life than normal people. So let's do the normal person checklist. You ready? A couple of things. You got to give me the check mark. Amazon packages. Do they show up on the reg?
I don't shop at all because I moved. And I don't feel like changing my address on all my websites, so I don't remember
So
the last
annoying
time
to
I
do.
got
Yes,
a package.
yes. It's a lot of work to go back. Okay.
It is.
Do you ever have a summer job?
Yeah, I worked during school. I worked at a clothing store in Connecticut, and I was like obsessed with working. I thought it was so much fun. Like, I loved being busy, so go to school, go to sports, and then go to work. And I just thought I was so cool.
What sports did you do?
I played field hockey and ran track.
Nice.
Wow. I can tell the track with those long legs. Yeah.
Just crushed it. Do you have a go-to breakfast sandwich? Asking normal questions to Dixie.
Bacon, egg, and cheese.
Yeah.
Or I really like ham, egg, and cheeses from like Waffle House. Like that was like my most excited thing
Damn, I'm
because there's
hangry.
no Waffle Houses in
The Northeast.
California
Yeah.
or Northeast.
Yeah.
So
Normal questions. It's the normal checklist with Dixie D'Amelio. Here we go. Did you have a cartoon crush growing up?
cartoon.
I know it's a weird question.
Or like a Saved by the Bell crash. I mean, that's a little bit before your time, but like
Because I'm thinking cartoons like back in the day.
like Doug?
No, Doug wasn't hot. No, Doug wasn't a crush. Doug wasn't a crush.
Would that be weird if I kind of had a crush on him?
Yeah, a little weird. But you know what? Patty Mayonnaise was
Right.
also hot. Did you like anything like that?
The only, not a cartoon, but the only person I could think of was Dylan O'Brien. I had like the biggest crush on him. But then my mom told me that we were related because her last name is O'Brien. And then she said we weren't related, and I started crying. And then I just never was like, okay, you know what? I'm done having crushes on
Are the
people.
DNA results in? Are we related or are we not?
Not related.
Okay.
Just
Back to
same
crushing.
basic
Yes.
last name.
So good. And finally, did you freak the F out when you took your driver's test?
So I took my permit test, failed, took it again, got it. Well, took it again, but years later, because I was like, you know what? I don't need to drive right now. I have so much going on, and I like my mom driving me. So I got it when I was 17, and then I had only a couple months till I was 18, and then once I turned 18, all the like regulations of like you have a curfew and all that were gone. So I was like, fine. I was also the oldest in my grade, so it was like
There's
nice.
no nerves.
Yeah.
No nerves. Okay. I love that. Cool. If you could add one album, I asked this all the artists, to my vinyl collection. Okay. Give me one album. Charlie Puth gave me I was like, dude, I only need one. He kept rattling them off. I'm like, stop. I just need one. Whoa, what is one album like front to back that you think that I should add to my
gosh.
collection? It's a tough question.
I don't know if I can pick.
I know it's tough.
Okay. Handwritten, Shawn Mendes probably is. But then also any Lil Uzi album or A Boogie. Those are like my three.
Wow.
I am going to have the most
Yours three.
eclectic
You
vinyl.
really are. I'm like thinking of all the ones we've heard in here.
Yeah.
But I love your three.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just feel like Handwritten by Shawn Mendes is one of my favorites. And like that was when he first started everything, and I was like thought he was a viner, and now like looking at him now, I'm like, oh, that's a dream.
Oh.
He's so cool.
It was like 10 years ago almost at this point. Right? Almost.
Yeah.
Because, he started on YouTube and Vine, and then,
Mhm.
Wow. And then did you kind of get a game plan from him? Like, hey, let's
mean-
do the social stuff.
No, this was never the plan. I mean, I always thought it would be cool, and I'd make like YouTube videos in my room, but like I have no clue how to edit or post anything, so I would just make them for me, and I would just be like, oh, that'd be so cool if I started on YouTube and then could get into music. I didn't even know about TikTok then, and now
Right.
like, oh, kind of manifested that, I guess.
You're kind of the queen of it.
But you knew
That's
all along you wanted to be kind of in this lane. Did you know that at a young age?
I mean, it was a cool idea, but how the hell do you do that?
Right.
Like, there's no steps, there's no like rule book, so I was just like, okay, I'm gonna go to college and get a job. Wanted to do something in fashion, and then I was like, oh, maybe I can model or something, but I never really thought it like that. Everyone,
is so
it's like
cool.
you go to school, go to college, and then get a job. There's not really a lot creative.
I'm so like happy for you because I just know you have so much passion for the music part, and you just got so much going on. I mean, she just won an MTV TV Movie Award with
That's
Sunday.
awesome.
Is that Sunday?
Yeah.
Congratulations! You got a big popcorn thing,
I know.
popcorn award.
I got-
That's cool.
I won 2 awards this year. That was like my goal for the year, but I didn't want to say it out loud because I was like, "Ugh, that'd be
You
so
wanna jinx it?
embarrassing if I didn't.
Yeah.
So far I have 2, but I have not received either of them. They take like months to get in, so I'm waiting so I can put them on my shelf. Charlie has like 2, so now I'm gonna have mine too.
Ah,
Yeah.
that's right. So is there sibling rivalry?
Oh,
like, is there?
no.
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 You guys, yeah.
Because I
You share the love.
have all the music stuff.
I'm kidding. There is no rivalry here. I'm the
There's
artist.
no rivalry. I'm better. No, I'm kidding.
That's awesome.
I feel like that's so basic, but like
No, that is
Yeah.
so
It
inspiring.
is. Like at the end of the day, like you
Yeah.
are putting. You don't realize this when you're in the limelight like you are. You put smile on people's faces, right? And you don't even think about all the people you touch, right? So your music is going to do that now, starting tomorrow, Dixie Day.
Dixie Day.
And you just you have that that aura about you and that energy about you that's kind of cool. No pressure. Continue to do what you're
Well,
doing
and
because it's effortless.
How neat that like it started online and you've been able to impact so many people in the digital world, but now this tour and now it's going to be like
It's awesome.
real interaction with people there.
Yeah.
I'm so excited for you.
it's gonna be wild. Like I've never really had a bunch of opportunities to meet people like randomly in LA, like on the street, but I feel like that's not the same as like people coming to see you. It's gonna be really cool.
And now you have tattoos that match other artists, so there's that. So no big deal. But listen, congratulations. We
We're
are so
proud of
excited to
you.
play your music on 103.5 Kiss FM here in Chicago. The Pop and Positivity podcast has been great. And we will see you July 7th. Northerly Island. Let me tell you something. This is my favorite venue in the city. It's right on the water.
Mhm.
So you got like the water aspect, so it's cool, like cool view, and then right behind you is the whole city skyline. So it's just gonna be epic.
be
You're gonna
awesome.
crush it. Yeah.
We're excited to have you back.
Emilio, thank you so much.
Thank you.